EPW School of Pro Wrestling, ESPW. The Pride champion is now Robby Hart, and what a great representation of all that EPW stands for. It's both combatants now lining up, and ooh, Great George goes for the collar and elbow tie-up. Robby Hart has other ideas in store for the great man.
We should do a show at the Gothic Beaches. All his fans come out.
Yeah.
What does the Gothic Beach look like? I've got to go check it out. I live near Alcott.
I imagine that the sand is dark.
It's black. The waves are red.
Black sand, yes, seas of blood.
Very good.
It keeps sounding better to me.
Yeah, I'm down.
Great George now, definitely one of the biggest rising stars in EPW over the last 12 months. This man keeps getting more and more crowd fanfare each and every time he comes out of the curtain at an EPW show.
I know I said it at the last show, but I mean, he just grows on you. He's like a fungus, like a leech. Like
That's not putting it in a good light.
Let me finish. Okay. Let me finish. He starts off and the music's irritating, and he wears his hat and he does some weird stuff, and you go, what the bloody hell is going on? But you watch him wrestle, and he really, he starts to, wow, he can really move on. He can really match it with the best of them. And then he becomes the EPW Coastal Champion, and I'll be honest, I became a huge fan. I even have the theme music as my ringtone. Like, I'm being serious.
The song grows on you as much as it gets old quick, but then comes back around.
Yeah, like a
Great
good
George.
ringtone.
This is one of those things. Great George is a great wrestler. He's a good mat tactician as well, but unorthodox.
Oh, boy. That is, I feel like that's not even describing it to its full length. Unorthodox is an understatement.
What is this?
I don't know, man. You're the technical prowess knowledge man.
I am the technical prowess knowledge man, Wally, but the thing is this, I wouldn't put what the Great George is doing into that category.
Well, it's some sort of pretzel hold, but he's put himself in it. I think trying to lure Robby Hart in. There you go. Trying to lock up that arm. Rolls him through and then follows it up into the corner. Goes for a nice rolling arm drag from the Great George, forcing Robby Hart into the opposite corner. Great George charges in, floats over, no. Catches himself on the second rope. Nice kick to the face. The Gothic face of Robby Hart as Great George. Yeah, silly. There's a time and a place for that sort of stuff, and that was not the time. And Robby Hart caught him.
Look, just because the crowd would give you a great reaction for things like that doesn't mean you should go to it to get a little bit of applause. When you're in there with someone with the distinction of Robby Hart, this man is a veteran of the sport of professional wrestling, played his trade for many years in South Australia. Lucky enough that we have him here in Perth, Western Australia, with EPW, and you don't want to give him too many opportunities.
Yeah, no, I mean, Robby Hart has achieved many things around Australia. NWA national champion in South Australia, has competed all over Australia, all over the world, several trips to Japan. Obviously, maybe that's where he got some of those sweet tattoos as he just tried to chop the forehead of Great George, moved out of the way, and he hand first into the ring post. Nice way to do it. And Great George is locked in on it now.
I will say, as someone who is a big fan of tattoos, Robby Hart has some fantastic tattoos.
Look at it. I mean, Great George is silly, but he's not stupid. He saw what Robby Hart did to his hand, and the Great George says, now there is a target on their hand, and I'm going to go to work.
You make a very good point, Wally, because I think that sometimes people can mistake some silly antics for stupidity, and he is not stupid because he is he is very good at his trade, and quite a smart wrestling mind as well, as much as you might not think so when it comes to all the silly antics that he'll do.
He definitely silly antics, and I do think that maybe one too many times the Great George takes his eye off the prize, so to speak. But no, obviously an incredible wrestler, intelligent wrestler. Unfortunately, getting the crap kicked out of him here by Robby Hart. Going for another cover there, but Great George able to kick out before the count.
And now that he's had himself a taste of championship gold in EPW, I'm sure he's thirsty for more. Ooh, near fall there. Robby Hart didn't quite get the 3 count he was after. He's going to go straight back to the well now. Lining him up for an Irish whip now. Does so hard into the far corner from us as he charges in, and right to the side of the jaw of the Great George.
Sets him up on the outside. Great George in that ever-present precarious position. Robby Hart springboards up. Knee drop to the back of the head of the Great George, and he comes crashing down inside. Robbie Hart, varying smartly, drags Great George into the center of the ring. Only a 2 count there, and you can see the frustration growing on the expression of Robbie Hart as he has a few choice words with the referee. What's his name? Referee Steve? They're all Referee Steve to me.
His name is Robby, but you can call every referee Steve if you like.
Yeah, good old referee Steve. There's already one Robby in the ring, and he's getting pummeled by the Great George. No, Great George being thrown over by Robbie Hart, but Great George back on that hand and wrist area of Robbie Hart.
That's right, these two are no strangers to each other as well. If you follow us on social media at EPW Perth, you'll have seen that Robbie Hart did a bit of a video saying that the Great George cost him the Invitational Tournament in 2024. It was the Great George who managed to knock Robbie Hart out of the tournament. So now he's coming back, and he's coming for the Great George, who just comes off the top rope and delivers a beautiful drop kick.
Great George struggling to get the cover, may not have got there in time, no. Robbie Hart, those few extra moments allowed him to kick out before the count of 3, and the match continues. Great George desperately trying to get his fans behind him, get the adrenaline flowing. Setting him up, gone for the chicken wing. Can't quite lock it in. Robbie Hart fighting it off. Drops down, rolls through, cover 1, 2, no. Very close there from Robbie Hart. Nice!
Beautiful kick right at the back of the skull. Here we go. Whoa! Drills him down. Could this be the end of the Great George? 1, 2.
That's it. No!
Oh, you're kidding me. The finishing maneuver of Robbie Hart, not enough to keep the shoulders down of the Great George for the count of 3. I'm as surprised as you are, Wally.
I was about to tap the person ringing the bell next to me, hurry up, because it's going to be a 3 count. I thought that was it for sure. Robbie Hart not letting the Great George get any momentum back, but the Great George plays a bit of possum, rolls out the way, that huge splash from Robbie Hart, and you can see he's done further damage to that arm, shoving the referee away, says, no thanks, I will continue back. Has he got it locked in? Yes, Great George has the chicken wing locked in. I couldn't see it from our vantage point. Will the Robbie Hart?
Oh, that's it, that's it. We are done. The Great George gets the win over Robbie Hart. The Great George with a win here to kick off Go Time. Unfortunate for Robbie Hart. I think he hurt his arm when he went for that splash, and George moved out of the way. He managed to capitalize there with that chicken wing to get himself the submission victory. Hell of a way to kick this one off. Great George, though, back in the winner's column, exactly what he was after losing that Coastal Championship at our previous show, Collision Course.
I'll leave that up to you.
It's Riz.
It's Riz.
It's drip.
Is it Skibbity Toilet? I don't know, but I'll tell you what it is. They get their butts handed to them as the purveyors of Workrate come in and say, cut this crap out.
I was really digging that song. And after this show, so by the time you're watching this show on YouTube, if you check out Kingshire Hill's Instagram, you'll be able to check out that Purvey This video clip. And I got a sneak preview of it backstage, and it is absolutely fantastic. Check out Hill's social media to find out how you can see that single. Of course, it is the team of the Cretins. It is Kingshire Hill and Buster Rust.
Did you put it on your Spotify playlist? Played in the gym?
to happen at a later date, Wally. Do not bury the lead.
Oh, how exciting. Sorry. Got ahead of myself.
I am pumped. I'm here for it.
Spoiler alert. Oh.
Here we
Rust tagged in. CJL doesn't know what's coming. Nice clothesline back elbow there from Buster Rust. Someone who we haven't seen much of here in EPW shows at Go Time, but he has been playing his trade at the School of Professional Wrestling and on the showcases. I have been fortunate enough to see the Cretins go to work before, and it was a sight to behold, as you can see right now.
That's right, at the ESPW shows we've seen the Cretins before. Kingshire Hill has taken Buster Rust under his wing, and they're doing great things together.
Oh!
Meanwhile, Elijah Henry, of course, he's been, great assist there for CJL. Elijah Henry's been getting a lot of beautiful cutter there by CJL. This is just getting out of the way quickly. Beautiful German suplex with the bridge there from Elijah Henry, of course. Elijah Henry defeated Lucas Fantasia back in February at Hot Summer's Night, and he was also involved in a three-way at Collision Course last time at this venue with Slater and Kingston. It's been an interesting year, and this young Elijah Henry is a man that a lot of people have eyes on, that are extremely excited to see what is going to come from him.
There is no one in EPW right now rising faster than Elijah Henry. Mark my words, championships in his future for sure, whether it be tag team championships as the purveyors of Workrate. I see Coastal Champion. I think he'd be an amazing Coastal Champion.
Hey, look, the tag team division is getting a lot of great teams these days. Who is to say we might not see the purveyors of Workrate go for those tag titles, or the Cretins, mind you. I can see the Cretins holding some tag team gold, the crowd loving every bit of it.
I wonder if they would jazz them up, make them their own personal tag team champions. A little bit of bling on the side. Maybe they'd give it a little tube top. What would you call that shirt? From
Midriff? I don't know. Look, you know me. I wear black T-shirts. What do I know about fashion? Oh,
don't you wear like a wallet chain? That's pretty cool.
I'm wearing one now. And I am very cool. I'll have, Buster Rust gets the shoulder up, though. One thing that I will say, whilst we've been talking about this matchup and the upcoming talent in EPW, whether it be Go Time, whether it be the main EPW shows, whether it be ESPW, the talent around EPW right now, and even the up-and-coming talent from the school is healthier and better than it's ever been before. We've got so much good rising up and young talent ready to jump up and make a name for themselves like we're seeing in this matchup. And I, quite frankly, am so excited for the future of this company because of it. People like Buster Rust, people like Elijah Henry. Elijah Henry taking off his Death by Workrate shirt. He's got a few different variations of that one if you want to buy one, Walt.
I don't know if he has it in my size.
I've got the black one. It's got a severed hand on it. It's really cool.
Check it out. Buster Rust desperately trying to tag out here. Kingshire Hill in and going to work on CJL, and a back elbow for Elijah Henry, if you don't mind. Now that clothesline to CJL. Elijah Henry, she's off the ropes, goes to the outside. Kingshire Hill, low bridge, ducks under the clothesline. Oh, huge back body drop, and CJL goes down.
That's right. Whoa. Kingshire Hill now just dishing it out. This man has charisma for days and wrestling talent to go alongside it. Dishing out the punishment now to CJL, definitely the elder statesman and longest reigning veteran in this matchup. Is blindsided from behind Elijah Henry with a cheap shot to Kingshire Hill. Say what you want about the man's bright future and incredible talent. That was a bit of a dog act, Walt.
I mean, you call it what it is. That's clever. That's what CJL is all about. Everywhere CJL goes, success follows. And it's because he's the smartest man in all of explosive pro wrestling. And you know what's smart? Is Elijah Henry aligning himself with CJL. Because success will follow.
You say success follows, but it was the finals of the Invitational Tournament 2024 where CJL lost to Hayden Zenith. We'll talk about that when Goldrush kicks off. Also, he lost to the Great George at Hot Summer's Night, unsuccessful in getting the Coastal Championship around his waist. So maybe he needs to go back to the drawing board, and could be why we're seeing him here in a tag team matchup at Go Time.
Well then, incredibly smart from CJL to say that Elijah Henry, the fastest rising star in all of Perth professional wrestling, I'm going to hook myself to the back of him and we're going to skyrocket to the top of explosive pro wrestling, whether it be in singles or tag team action. Although Buster Rust nearly getting the 3 count against Elijah Henry.
Yeah, impressive stuff by Buster Russ. Looking forward to what the future holds for this youngster. He's showing some great signs so far, but the EPW Tag Team division has been fantastic lately. Even though ATO seem to have a stronghold on those championships, there are so many great teams chomping at the bit to get a shot. Much like we saw DNT trying to get a leg up before the matchup, but right now Henry looks like he's lining up Buster Russ for a superplex from the top, and CJL with a big splash from the top rope as well.
Count it, referee. 1, 2. No way!
How in the hell did Buster Russ kick out of that? The move's not hurt him because his hair's so big.
Something has to happen. Because that was insane. I thought that was it for sure.
How on earth did he kick out of that?
CJL on the outside saying has to be 3.
Step up Enziguri. Rust rolls him over.
Oh, Jesus.
I thought the Cretins had done it, Wall.
I mean, that would be, let's be honest, that would have been a huge upset if the Cretins got a victory here against CJL and Elijah Henry.
Also means we might get to hear that cool song that they did as well.
Yeah, that would be
Purvey
cool.
this. I'd be cool with that.
I think it's cool. I don't know what's cool. That's cool.
Oh!
Jesus.
Buster Russ with those long limbs.
Bam!
Oh, just got lariated down hard to the mat.
His hair ain't going to help him with that one, that's for sure.
Double underhook, gets him up. Oh, spike pile driver, double underhook variation. Surely that's it. Legs hooked, 3 count, bell rung. Purveyors and Workrate have done it.
Massive victory.
That it was, my friend.
I mean, let's be honest. Buster Russ, Kingshaw Hill gave everything. Should not walk away disappointed. I still think EPW management will see bright things in their future. But the Purveyors of Workrate, the victors, and possibly putting themselves in the hunt, or at least in the discussion, to become EPW Tag Team Champions.
Hey, look, I'm keen to see more of both tag teams. Let's hope we do in the future. But that wraps up Go Time right here on EPW's YouTube channel. As always, follow Explosive Pro Wrestling on all forms of social media at EPW Perth. Goldrush is but moments away. You can check that out on our Vimeo channel. On behalf of Drake Wallace, myself, Dean Olsen, we want to thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time. And we'll see you at EPW's Goldrush.